Good morning and welcome to the craft room. I'm Ellie Barnes. It's a beautiful day outside, isn't it? It's great because we've got, of course, the one day in September, the grand final for the football. Now, we're in Victoria, so everyone's footy mad down here. We get a public holiday yesterday, so just for the football, which sounds crazy, doesn't it? Anyhow, we're going to go off to watch the football today, so I'm in my team colours. They don't ever make the finals. In fact, the last time they were in the finals was when I went to the grand final in 2001. But hopefully one day Essendon will get into the finals again, but I've got my red and black on and we're all going off to watch the football and celebrate it all or have fun with friends. So hope you're doing something nice today. But before we get on to that and get all that going, I should get us down to the desk and we'll quickly whip up this card and gift tag. It's a beauty. It's a great set. It's a lot of fun and it's ideal for kids again, and being school holidays, we want to keep the kids busy. So let's have a look at it. So let's just flick you over. Get used to that now, I'm sure. Oh, look, that doesn't look too bad today. I can pull that over so I've got it. Push anything out of the road so that we can concentrate what's on the desk. This is the set, Festive Friends. They are so cute and easy to colour. These would be ideal for even little kids to colour in and put on the front of a card. Love them. And it comes with a tag. Comes with that tree in the set. Pardon me. Oh, bit of pancake breakfast today, and it's repeating on me. Don't normally have pancakes. And we've got another tree that we can cut out. We're going to use both trees. You can cut out your, now that's the leprechaun, I think. Oh, leprechaun. He reminds me of a leprechaun. He's the elf. The elf. I'm showing my Irish ancestry here. We've got the snowman with the snowflake, and there's snowflakes there. We have Santa, and we can cut him out. We've got a lovely label here that you can fit in. Santa's coming to town, and we wish you a Merry Christmas. And we've got another tree here, which I did cut out, but I didn't like it. That's it here. And I decided not to use that in what I'm doing today. So today we're going to concentrate on Santa, and we're going to make a faux stepper fold card. Now, I will show you how that's done, and I will give you the measurements quite clearly so that if you want to do it yourself, you can. So the first thing we'll do, better make sure we are going live in the right place, shouldn't we? Oh, yes. The first thing we'll do is we'll cut a card base. Now, I'm using Old Olive as my card base, and I'm going to cut 14 centimetres. So instead of the normal, this is a little bit different, 14 centimetres. And then I'm going to open this up here, and I'm going to cut it at 20 centimetres. So I'm cutting 1 centimetre off the width of the card. So we can put that aside for after. Well, we're not going to need it, but I might use it on something else. I'm also going to cut 7 centimetres. And then I'm going to do some scoring. So the first score line we'll do on here is 2.5. Then we're going to do 5. This is a very easy card. And then we're going to do 12.5. So if you're wanting to write that down, grab your pen. I'm going to go through it all in a minute, and then I'm going to close this. Oh, well, no, we need that open. I'm going to just score it at 10.5. Now, I'm going to go through these measurements as we fold them up, and then I'll go through the designer series paper that we're going to use. So, 20 centimetres by 14 centimetres. Scoring 2.5, 2.5, well, 2.5, 5, and 12.5. And then we're going to fold it like this. First fold is a hill. The second fold is a valley. The next fold is a hill. And I haven't got something sitting right, have I? I didn't score that straight. Is the bottom straight? Yeah, this side's not straight. Isn't that awful of me? I am actually going to cut that again on another piece because I can't straighten that. Sorry, but it does affect the card if you don't get it exactly right, and I didn't get it exactly right. So, let's get another piece out. Cut it at 14. This is where you can get the measurements again. 14 centimetres by 20 centimetres. So 14 by 20, and we're going to do the scoring properly this time. Right up firm. Too busy talking and not concentrating. And then 5. So 2.5, 5, and 12.5. Now we'll put that aside for a minute. And let's see if I've done a better job. So we're making a hill. And then a valley. That looks better. And then this one's a hill. That looks much better. They've all lined up at the bottom, which is what I wanted. So there's our stepper card. Now, normally we would do cuts down here, so bits popped out and all sorts of things. We have this piece, and it becomes over the top. So this is what it looks like, a stepper card, but we call it a faux stepper. Okay? Now I'm going to bring in the designer series paper, because I'm going to cover it in designer series paper. So let's bring in the trimmer again. I'm going to start with this piece, actually, because then I can fold my arm in. I like this piece of paper. It's gorgeous. This is, I did try and remember and I can't. I've got it over here. This is Elegant Pine Snowflakes. Now, I'm not big on snow for Australian Christmas because we just don't have any. But I like this paper, and it actually has a nice feel about it. So we're going to cut that piece there. And I might, which way to go? I might cut this end off. So we need this to cover, it's 7 centimetres by 21. I'm just going to go slightly over the 21 because it's got a fold in it. And this one's going to cover that piece. I'm going to put that aside. We will be using that piece. Then I need to do this at 14 centimetres. And this is directional, so I need the trees to sit this way. Directional paper can cause you problems, but if you look at it and work out which way it's going, might do it from the bottom. So we're going to need 2.5. And then 2.5 again. And then we're going to want 7.5, which is at the back of the card, or bigger piece. And then I want 2 for inside. And I'm going to use this piece as well in a minute. So let's just put this aside. Oh, we need one more piece to glue on, and that will be a white piece of cardstock. And I need this to be 7 centimetres No, it's not. I need it to be 7 centimetres. I'm trying to remember in my head. By 13.5. And that's the inside the card. And this one needs to be cut down. This is the 2 centimetre one. It needs to be cut down to 13.5 or so. So we'll keep those two together. So let's do some gluing now. I'm going to take out card, and the first thing I'm going to do is glue this on. Now, it is fitting perfectly to the size of the card, and that's what I'm trying to present today. So, I'll pop some glue on there and pop that in here. I'm going to pop some glue on this piece and pop it here. Now, that would give you more than enough for your card front. But I'm going to put another piece in, and because it's going to be going in there, when we put it on, I need to put it on upside down so that it works. So this one goes in here. And we need to get it right in. So now when I fold it up, if you look from behind or the side, the trees are still sitting up the right way. Okay. So that's that part of the card done. Let's put this on and we can glue it to the inside. I'll just let that dry. I tend to let them dry before I move them. So while that's drying, we'll put this one on here. And because we've got a fold, I'll put a bit of glue in the middle there. And we'll let that one dry for a minute and we'll glue this one to the inside. Come on. And so, that's the card base, all done, nicely covered. And we can fold this one. I've got a bit of glue there. Don't need a bit of glue there. Let me just, that will upset things. Off my fingers, that must be. Still a bit. That's not too bad. Now this is where we need this to be glued on. That's just showing a fraction. I should have had it. It might have been just that millimetre or half a millimetre too long. We're going to glue this here like so, but I want to make sure I've left enough room. I'm going to cut out some more of these trees, so it needs, yes, to be there. So what I'm doing is I'm going to pop some glue on the base here and a little bit of glue here so I know that it's going to stick exactly where I want it to stick. And I'm going to pop that there. And so that's just sticking to this outer, or the bottom layer, and I'm going to pop a block on it. So we'll let that sit and dry, and while that's drying, we're going to stamp our Santa. So we'll bring in our stamp mat. Got a little piece of paper here. And I'm going to stamp him in Memento Black. He's so cute and he's so easy to colour. For those that are not into colouring, this is easy. So there he is. Pop the lid back on that one. And I'm colouring him with my blends. I'm using dark real red, dark black, and this is a skin colour. It's SU1000. What colour is that? I'm not sure. But it's one of the lighter colours, skin colours. So let's just give him a quick colour. There's his ears. Colour his boots. And his hat. Now these blends, you can use either the texture end or the paintbrush end. I actually prefer the paintbrush end, but this paintbrush end on this one has gone a bit soft, so I have using the texture end. I think I've overused the paintbrush end. My real reds get a workout during the Christmas season, or coming up to Christmas. And I love the blends because you can't see any texture markings, you know, it's just nice and neat. Now I leave his gloves white because I always went and saw a Santa with white gloves. So I'm going to die cut him out. But while I do that, I'm going to turn this over. I don't think we folded this with the bone folder, so let's do that. You can see I'm going to trim that. You can see I've just slightly over in my measurements, and the folds actually push them sometimes. A little bit further up. So if that happens, you just can trim them off like that. And to do this side of the card, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this end. And it measures right down to the bottom there. And we'll put some weight on him too so he sits, he sticks. So we're going to cut out our Santa. We're going to cut out another tree because I want 3 trees. I've already cut 2. So we'll get those dies happening. No, that's not Santa, that's Santa. And that's the tree. So we'll get some garden green in here. Or we'll just cut a piece off, eh? And what else do we need? We need a label. So we'll cut a label out of this one. And I'll take that off there. So we'll bring the cut and emboss machine in. Put that back over there. Push these aside so I can bring in the machine. So let's get Santa on first. And we can do all these in one cut. That's why I've done some before, so that we're not here all day cutting. So there's Santa and our label and our tree. Ooh. put him on, don't lose his corners. And then through we go. So I'll just put him aside. Here's our plates. So we have Santa. We'll put these straight back on their spots so I don't lose them. I could put them in my tray also. We have our die, and I love how it cuts out those two little stars on either side, and our tree. So there's our Santa. So we'll bring our card back in. So there's our faux card, our faux fold, or faux stepper card. Looks like a stepper card from the front, but it's actually a very easy way to do them. So if you don't like using all the measurements and trying to get it right, this is a good, quick way to do it. Now we'll put Santa on, well first we're going to put some trees on. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on each bit of the tree. I like these trees. I think they're rather cute. And I'm actually just using the base of the tree as where I want it to start. And we might just put that on there for a minute. Hold that down while I do these two. Just a bit of glue on. And again, I'm just using the base of there to give me an idea where I'm going to put these. And this one. I'm sort of almost off the camera, aren't I? And this one. Oh, I moved him. Now, while that just sits like that for a minute, let's get this. We'll move you over there and we'll stamp our greeting, and then we'll put some dimensionals on Santa and on our greeting. So where's our mat? I'm using Santa's Coming to Town because I think kids will love this card. So let's throw some dimensionals on here, on Santa. His feet, his little arms. Oh, there'll be lots on him, won't there? That's me. Lots of dimensionals. But Santa might get poked and prodded by some of the kids, so we'll make him sit like that. And then we'll put a couple on here. So let's get those backings off. And these ones. And we'll take this off. And I'm going to pop Santa up here. And this one down here. And I'm going to use, these are the faceted snowflakes that come with this paper, or if you buy the suite, or you can buy them separately. And I think they're gorgeous. They're nice and bright and shiny. Just what we need right now for Santa. So we'll pop 3 on like that. And that is my faux fold Santa card. But I did promise you, we'll pop him there, a gift tag. So when we go over to here, we can cut out a gift tag, and I've already done some pre-cutting. So I've cut out the base, I've cut out the back, I've already got a Santa ready and a tree, but I need to cut out my designer series paper to match. So the easiest way is I take what I had left over and this piece, and I'm going to glue this piece onto the bottom here, like so. And I'm going to work it out so that I can actually cut perhaps what I need. So if I cut it, say there, I'll just cut this bit off here, only so that I can put it through the machine and not waste any paper that I don't need. And we'll pop a bit of glue along the bottom here, and we'll pop that on there. Now I'm just going to let that dry for a minute, and while that does, I'm going to take my back piece of the card, or the gift tag, and I'm going to stamp in the real red again, to and from, and then I'm going to use the stamp, the tree stamp, and I'm going to use the garden green, which is the same colour as I've done the trees, and I'm just going to stamp it on the side here, like so. So I'll pop those out of the road so we don't get ink everywhere. And then I'm going to apply some glue to here. So again, this is the old olive card stock, which you won't actually see, but it does give a bit more support. I suppose I could have used white, but they're the same cost now. And I like that it gives that little bit of a look in that there's colour in the middle. We'll let that dry while we bring the cut and emboss machine back in, and we're going to cut out. And that's not straight. I might have knocked it. It's not very straight. Oh well, it'll have to do. We will cut out our trees. Oh, it's not too bad. Let's bring this back. And we'll pop this down. And this is how you can get a 2-colour designer series paper that will match perfectly with our card and sit nicely on top of our gift tag. So we'll take that off, pop this out of the road, pop this back here. So then that is going to be glued onto there. There we go. So there's our base for our gift tag. Now I'm going to glue a tree on it so it matches in with our card. hold this on so it sits. And we'll put some dimensionals on this Santa. How many can I fit on this one? I do though, oh, we might just put it there and there and there. I think that's more realistic. I got a bit carried away before. Right, let's get these off. That one come off? I didn't think it had. And these two. They're not cooperating too well today. And then I'm going to pop him over here. Now, I don't want to cover that hole. And then this down here. And I have in that, this paper, I never told you where that was from. This paper is in the Weekend Adventure Designer Series paper. And I love those trees. They look perfect for Christmas. And then there's some more, I call it blokey stuff, hiking blokey stuff. But I mean, it could be for a girl too. And this, it has this twine and it has early espresso twine, which I've used on another project. And I quite like this twine. I actually bought it knowing I would be using it for Christmas. And so that will go through here. And I just then loop it at the back and pull it through. So you don't have to tie a knot or anything. That sort of does it. And I tend, if I'm doing it, that I'm going to use it, I give myself a fair bit of leeway with the twine and the ribbon so that I can tie it onto whatever I'm tying it onto, whatever present or whatever. So I have quite a bit of length and I don't do any knots or anything at that end so that I can just then use it. So that's my my card. Oh, I haven't put his bling on. He's got to have bling too, doesn't he? I'll put a little one down here. And another little one up here. And we'll give him a big one on the tree. How's that? So now he matches in nicely. So there you go. A nice little gift card and card set for someone. And plenty of room to write. Very easy to do, the faux sticker cards. And once you've got them, the hang of it, they're quick, easy, and no stress trying to work out measurements and things like that. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll flatten him out. No, I can't. He hasn't flattened down enough yet. We'll have to put we could put this on him, couldn't we? So that's it. These are the dies. You go up a bit more. Just try and put them all back on again for you to see. Really, really, look, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, it's a bit cute and all the rest of it. But it does make a lot of fun cards. And you could give this to grown-up. It's fun. It's easy. I don't mind it as a card. I'll probably do some elf ones with red backing on it. In fact, I'll do one of those this weekend and you'll see it next week. So I'll repeat this with the elf. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hi, Liz. Glad you're watching. Oh, thanks. It is a cute card, isn't it? But it's a card that anyone would enjoy getting, I think. I don't think it's just for kids. I think it's for grown-ups. I like it. It's nice and bright and fun. And that's what we want for Christmas. Anyhow, let's come back to me. Oh, there's my coffee cup. My shelf. I'm back. I'm back. All right. Well, I hope you all have a good day. Enjoy it if you're celebrating the grand final. Hope the team you want to win wins. We don't care. with either the team. We're Essendon, you can tell I'm in the red and black for the footy party today. So just enjoy the day and have some fun, and I will be back next week. We'll have another look. I'll try and find something else that is good for kids as well, because I think being school holidays, it's good to think about all this coming up to Christmas and getting the kids involved in making cards, and even just you could make a colouring in little set thing for them, or even a little mini memory game with these. They'd make a great size, and this would make a great card for a memory card. Yes, you've got a hole in the top, but it doesn't matter. You could just put a paper on this side so that they're all got designer series paper on one side, and you've got Santas, and you could have red Santas and blue Santas and all the different coloured Santas and elves and snowmen. So yeah, it might be something I have a little play with and see what I can come up with. Maybe in the 12 days of Christmas, which we'll have coming up soon. Anyhow, I want you to have a great weekend, and I will get in touch with you next week for something else. I don't know yet what, but we'll find something. Take care. Bye-bye.